When the indictment came down, guess what? None of my guys ratted. We're the only case till today. 9 guys got indicted, 9 guys went to jail. No rats.
Why do you think that is?
Because I took care of my guys. When I got arrested, I paid for all their bails, okay? And I paid their wives for 3 years after they went away. And then I didn't have no more cash. I made sure all their wives got to pay for 3 years, millions of dollars. And sad to say, I'm the only one left alive. Everybody's dead. Sad to say. But they were a good crew. None of them ratted.
Did they die in prison?
Some died in prison, some died out of prison, but they died where we were friends.
And you got the longest sentence of everyone?
I got the most sentence ever in the city of Philadelphia. Yeah. Life, no parole. The crews, there was Cubans, Colombians, the Puerto Ricans, crews. We didn't use the word cartel back then. It was just your gang. They send the biggest lawyers in Miami. They want to pay for everything because they really liked me. They respected me, and they know I ain't gonna rat. I ain't ratting. And I made the mistake. Philadelphia gets involved. Nicky Scarfo, who was the boss at the time, he sends word. They send a lawyer that was affiliated with Bob Simone. It's the lawyer that actually sold me out. And they send a lawyer, a low-level lawyer, and tell him, Nicky says you got to hire, Nicky and your father said you have to hire Bob Simone. So that was my order. So when a boss says you got to do it, so that was the order. But that was the big mistake because those lawyers, one I'm still friends with. I think Chu passed away. He said I would have beat that case. If not, you would have did no more than 5 years. Because my guidelines, when you get arrested, federal case, there's guidelines. My guidelines were 48 to 52 months. They couldn't give me past 52 months. I wind up with life, no parole. So that was all orchestrated. And
what does that mean? It was orchestrated.
There, you got to understand.
Did Nicky Scarfo want
Nicky
you?
was involved.
What did he want? Where did he want you?
Well, you got to understand. They had this murder trials. Guys were getting killed, Nicky needed the Simone. He says, whatever you do, don't use up all your favors. Don't use any of favors for Georgie. Don't. So basically, they set me up, sold me out. The hardest case to beat is a frame. Once you're framed, and once they flush you down the toilet, how do you come out? How do you come up through that spinning water and that mark and mile? How do you come up with it? I never even had a parking ticket. No rest in my life. How can you give a nonviolent first offender life, no parole? It's unheard of. I was the first person ever in the history of America to get life, no parole, nonviolent first offender. So, and then it's hard to fight your cases when you're being in solitary and moved around. What they wanted me to flip. They wanted me to rat. Between Philly and North Jersey, they had over 80 killings. Nobody was arrested. So now I fell, and that's when Washington said, whatever you got to do to get that guy to flip. Especially my father was Long John, And that was it. I just was tortured for years and years and years. I didn't see freedom for 32 years. The worst food, worst environment. You had to jog with a plastic knife because when you went to the yard, you went through metal detectors going and coming. So you had a plastic knife. Did I want to use it? No, I didn't want to use it, but you don't all know. All of a sudden, you're in the middle of something. And I'm not going down.
Did you ever have to use your plastic knife?
Listen, it's either you or him or you or them. And you better know what you're doing.